just hope McDonald County is a better place because we all stayed here and worked.
In 2011, one of our finest students, Kaylee Smith, spoke at graduation, and she spoke about the co-words to live life by: community, commitment, and cooperation. And to me, she summed it up when she said that describes the Underwood family. She hadn't even been here very long, but that's the impact that they made on her, and they impact our community so much it's hard to even mention in one sentence how that is, just positively.
I've never lived anyplace else. Been here all my life, born here between here and Jane. I tell people I was in the top 10 of my graduating class, and they're impressed till they find out there was 13 in the class. But that's what we had when my graduating class in 47. So we've gone from that to where we are today in the county as a school system.
I just think we're community service. We all live right here. So everything we do has to do with the community.
Well, I got started with Seminoles when I realized that people were looking for things people could give them that would bring money, and we found out that, to our surprise, that they would bring lots of money to help schools, churches, whatever organizations. And we just like people, and we like helping people.
Have Donna tell you about her peanut butter.
I started that just because I hate asking people for money, and I was trying to raise money for MDA, and I just hate for people to bail me out of jail for just to get money. So I came up with a plate of fudge for $10. You get something, and I get the $10 donation. And
my name's Kasha Kuhn. I'm the volleyball coach at the high school, and I just want to say a few words about Donna mainly. 2 years ago, her granddaughter Emily is playing volleyball for us, and she actually approached me with an opportunity to do a fundraiser. Donna offered to make fudge for the team as a fundraiser. Each girl was able to make $140 over the fudge fundraiser. But I believe Donna was making fudge for nearly a month straight. So, and never once did she complain or not have a smile on her face when she delivered the fudge before practice. We said the fudge van is here, and they would run out and bring their, some girls would sell 10 plates of fudge that night before and then get it the very next day. And of course, everybody loved the fudge, and it sold itself. And when I asked Donna if we wanted to raise the price so she didn't have to make as many plates to reach our goal, she said, nope, I don't want to raise it to where people can't buy it. So it was $10 a plate. And like I said, I think she made nearly 400 plates of fudge within a month. So, it's just been a blessing. Delana's helped me as a mom through Parents as Teachers. So there's countless things I could mention, but very thankful for their family and what they've done for our community.
I'm Parents as Teachers educator, yes, been doing it 20 years. I do all the screenings for McDonald County School System for kids going into preschool and into kindergarten, and then I also do home visits with anybody under the age of 5. Love my job.
It's a family that has given back so much to the community. There's probably not a fundraiser that goes on that somebody in their family is not out helping with it. They care so much. It's easy being the mayor of a city when you have a family like the Underwoods that actually live here and help. And I mean, we can pick up the phone and call them at any time and say, hey, here's what we're doing, and they're like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah, and that's something else. Like with fundraisers, they're involved with all of them. But I mean, you can call and say, Donna, we need money for a fundraiser, okay, how many plates of fudge you want? Or Kenny, and when it comes to cinnamon rolls, or there's been multiple taco salad dinners made, the family's always there, and I mean, and with me being close, I've been part of it too, but it's like, there's not usually a fundraiser that goes by that they're not all there helping.
Yes, Young Outdoorsmen United, we've been doing it for 12 years, and we've take kids fishing and hunting or something outdoors every month. So I was trying to figure out the other day how many kids that we've had at our events, and I've lost track. We just love to see their smiles when they catch a fish for the first time.
I once heard that if you could work for Don, they always said, any of the stock boys said that if you could work for Don Underwood, you had it made because you could work for anybody.
We had a good meat program, and I did it for 55 years. You ought to learn something in that length of time.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever turned the family away hungry. When we delivered groceries, Donna would put the frozen stuff in the freezer and the cold stuff in the refrigerator, and that took time. If you're figuring what it costs to deliver, that wasn't near as important as making sure we took care of it. For a short period of time, I delivered the groceries. I'd say, now listen, ladies, most of them are single ladies. I like candy, and I like pie, and I like cake, and I don't want to have to hunt it.
One of the things I remember about Kenny and Kathy was back during the big ice storm, we had a shelter open in Anderson, and when it first opened, we didn't really have people to fix food. And even though Kenny and Kathy was without electric too, we called them up and said, hey, can you fix a big pot of soup or something? And I mean, it was just like, you know, they did it. I mean, it didn't matter whether they had electric or not. They went to the store, bought everything, and fixed soup for all the people that were in the shelter.
Yeah, it's definitely different, you know, because a lot of people don't care sometimes about their communities, and the Underwoods do. You know, from the very, you know, from Dawn all the way down to the youngest, you know, I mean, even the grandkids and great-grandkids help do things, you know. I mean, it's not just maybe one in particular, but I mean, the whole family, you know, cares.
Want to say anything about our son?
Our son's Connor, he's in Philadelphia, and he can't wait to graduate and come back here and live. And Cooper, who has 1 year left, his ultimate dream is to come back and teach math at the high school.
Jake and Cooper killed and skinned and ate a snake, and Kenny, being the good sport that he was, allowed them to cook it in his cooker. I don't think he sampled it. I didn't have the good sense to not sample it, so he's ahead of me in that book. But just super people for kids. They're just good for kids, and anybody that's good for kids are good people. I also had the great experience and the great privilege of being a principal and a coach, and then a principal again for both Connor and Cooper. If young people are reflections of their parents, and we always feel like they are, what a great reflection. They're two super young men, and that was something that they learned at home, not only from their parents, but from their grandparents as well. And just very, very honored to call them and consider them friends, and have been for a long time, and cannot think of anybody more worthy of this recognition.
My son Gary graduated in, I can't remember, 96, but he's now back in the county. He got to go to national on debate, and my daughter was a basketball player, and Kathy got to play Crowder basketball, so that gave her a little bit of start, but they got it here in McDonald County.
All three of our kids graduated from McDonald County. Our oldest one works for the school district, and our other two are living right here in the county and doing great things.
I used to have a lady come in the store, and I'd be bragging on my kids, and she'd say, Don, every crow thinks her chick's the blackest. So you have to be careful how much bragging you do. So the school's been important to us as well as us being important to them. We've had some good teachers in McDonald County.
The school is the heart of your community.
Yeah.
Completely. That's where our kids are. That's what, you know, every parent wants to go see their kid or aunt or uncle or whatever. That's where it all begins at.
Delana doesn't brag on herself enough, but every graduation, I guarantee you, she's over in the lobby taking those not posed pictures of all those graduates, and they get posted on Facebook, and you can't imagine how many parents. But she doesn't have to be over there. She doesn't have a child graduating, but she's over there because there are so many kids that don't have that kind of support. But she's taking pictures, and it's sometimes the only picture they have of you know, other than the professional ones, and some of them can't afford that. So, you know, she puts all these stats on. So she does a lot of good stuff. But again, it's not because she has to be there, it's because she wants to be there.
Yeah, we just like to, from our family to the Underwood family, like to say thank you. You know, we've known them, we've been friends, we go to church together, you know, and they do so much for our community and our county. So we would just like to say thank you. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
The most experience we had. Thank you so much for all that you do for kids on a daily and a yearly basis, and they don't do it just for their kids, but for everybody's kids, and they're a big part of what makes this a great place to be.
Okay, but no, I do want to take the time to thank everyone in the family for everything they do in the community that I've benefited from as a student, as a teacher, as a parent, and just the love they show everyone. I don't think there's been a 5K in the community that Kenny and Kathy haven't been there taking pictures and sharing them with everybody. And an extra special thank you to Donna and what she poured into the volleyball program and all her support. And we just can't thank you enough, and what an example that was for those girls, that selfless act. And of course, Emily, I love Emily and I get to see her every day, but I just want to thank her as a student, and that she's just the type of kid that, you know, lifts everybody else up and is positive all the time. So
When you've worked as closely with two people as I did with Kenny and Kathy in the lives of their boys at McDonald County High School, to say they're missed was an understatement. And they're fine people that didn't just raise two boys, they helped raise a community. And they still are. They're still volunteering to have our cross-country team over for meals on a Friday night. Kenny and Kathy they made sure that no child would ever go to McDonald's after a cross-country meet and not eat. They made sure. They took care of the kids. They took care of all the kids. And the same thing that Delana does with all the little kids whose parents need help parenting. You know, their hands are on so many of the youth in McDonald County that they're irreplaceable, the whole entire family. Don Underwood has done an excellent job raising 3 children, and I'm glad and honored to be their friend.
We're not used to sitting around like this very long. We're more used to doing other things.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just go with the flow.
Do you want to cry now?
I mean, if you got something embarrassing, I'm looking for it, you know.
I don't really.
Yeah.
I can show you some funny pictures of them, but that's about it.
Mr. Wilkie told me about.
Yeah. You are editing, right?
Depends on what they say. If we can get a laugh out of it.
Well, I appreciate the foundation for what they've done. They've got a good start. They've had some good families before this one, great ones in fact, and we feel pleased that they chose us.
And we think that the foundation does a lot of good work. They supply teachers with a lot of help. They supply a lot of students with scholarships. They get money from all over the county. And it's just a good project. If anybody's looking for something that will really give you some bang for your buck with your money, the school foundation is a great place to go.